so that people can put their solar RTPV system, a rooftop photovoltaic system, and connect to our grid and help everyone.
Mr. Pankaj, those inputs were really valuable, but also your take on a few places in Bengaluru already completely disconnected from the BESCOM and relying on solar.
But you can't see completely relying on solar, but how will you get the power supply in the night time?
Well, apparently they're self-sufficient.
They need to have. They need to have a battery for that purpose.
Yes.
You can completely rely on solar. So have the power in the daytime based on the solar system. Have a battery, and then work say on the battery in the night.
Yeah.
But storing the electric power in the battery is a slightly costlier proposition. So it depends. If a person wants to disconnect from the grid and entirely depend on the solar, it's up to the consumer. That option is also there. When say some places in the USA also have got this kind of a thing, but it depends on how this entire program shapes up.
Yes, I think it depends on affordability as well. To disconnect from the BESCOM, but you do advise a few words of suggestion for our viewers, Mr. Pankaj, on why solar energy is the way forward.
Obviously, if you look a few years back, the cost of production of solar was around 14 rupees, 15 rupees per unit, which has substantially come down to 6.5 rupees per unit. And the cost which I pay for thermal is almost 4.5 rupees, 5 rupees. So the costs have become almost equal. More than that, the environmental impact which your other sources of energy have got. So obviously solar is very, very clean source of energy and is and saves you carbon footprint. So obviously it's always good to go for a greener and a cleaner technology, and solar is that technology.
Right. Mr. Pankaj, thank you so much for those valuable inputs. You've really endorsed solar energy, solar power to the T. Thank you so much. There you go. The BESCOM head himself about how solar is the way forward, and he's advising people to adopt solar energy. One thing that I'm sure most of the audiences, including me, are wondering: is there any threat of electrocution or shock through solar, through all the solar causing any sort of shock because of solar panels on the terrace?
We haven't had any such incident. It has been absolutely fine. And what Mr. Pankaj said was very right. We have a battery backup system, which is how, like at night time, it operates. Yes, it operates during night. But if you look at it, even if suppose it was not solar, with the load shedding, you would have to have some sort of a backup. You would have either an inverter or a generator.
Yes.
So more or less, I think the cost, it matches.
It matches.
Yeah. So, but what was very encouraging, what he said, that solar is the new green. I think that. Yeah.
Solar is the new green. Okay, now let's break down the prices for our viewers. If you can tell us how much does a solar panel cost? I mean, in terms of various sizes.
If you're looking at the system cost, in terms of that, you are putting up the whole system. Say for a 5 kilowatt system, the cost will come to somewhere close to about 3 to 3.5 lakhs rupees.
And a one-time investment.
One-time investment. After that, you have absolutely no investment whatsoever. And you would be able to generate somewhere about, say, 25 units per day. So if you convert it into rupees, that comes to somewhere around, say, 150 rupees per day you are saving. So per day in that, and if I take 9 rupees price, then it becomes 200 something like that. So you are saving every month somewhere close to 6,000 to 7,500 rupees, depending on what.
For 5 kilowatts.
Yeah, 5 kilowatt system. You are investing 3 to 3.5 lakh rupees. So over a year, you are getting more than 25-30% return on your investment.
Now, 5 kilowatts entirely, a corporate building relies, the entire load is relied on 5 kilowatts. Now, a 2 BHK, say for example, a 2-bedroom apartment, how much kilowatts do they need?
I would suggest that they should go for maybe a kilowatt system, because their consumption is such that a 1 kilowatt system, which will cost around, say, 80,000 rupees, just putting a very ballpark figure. For the whole system to be put up.
For a normal house?
Yeah, for a normal small house.
How many did you say? How much did you say?
It's about 80,000 rupees.
80,000 rupees.
Yeah.
I think that definitely is something that you can invest in if you really think of the environment, going green, taking up, accepting green technology. Solar is one thing that you can invest in. Besides that, what are the other things that add to your solar energy? Like, for example, your corporate firm, the building is entirely made with, what was the bricks that you told me? Terracotta bricks? Terracotta bricks that was used to keep the cool and nice and airy. So there are various other things that you can add along with solar to completely go green. And what are the other steps, if you can give us some suggestions since you've adopted it?
What I would say is that you have to be a green citizen, and it gives you so much of satisfaction that you are giving back something to Mother Nature. We are taking so much from nature. This is a little bit that we are doing as green, environment conscious citizens. So for your natural lighting, we have got cross ventilation, we have got have used for the walls earth and terracotta bricks, so that keeps the building cool. Of course, we also have our ACs running on solar. But
I did visit your building and I found it so cool and airy and very nice.
There's a lot of natural lighting.
A lot of natural light.
Yes, true.
So adding to that, I think architecture or the way you really design your building can go a long way.
It can go
right?
a long way. Definitely.
Mr. Anil.
Yeah, so just to add to what Ratandeep was saying, so if you go for, let's say, a 5 kilowatt system which could cost maybe 3.5 lakhs, maybe 4 lakhs, but if you look at the overall cost of real estate in cities like Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, Chennai, it would be a small fraction of your 2 BHK or 3 BHK flat that you have. So in fact, the key is this public awareness. So if people start becoming interested and if public opinion turns in favor of going for rooftop solar, I think that's going to be the key thing going forward. One thing which has not been discussed in this discussion so far is the amount of space that is required on your rooftop. Because, in most of the big cities now, everybody is living in, multi-storied apartments. So if you are in a multi-storied apartment, then you really don't own the roof, or you own a very small fraction of the roof.
Right.
And therefore, this difficulty will come, where is the roof available?
Yes.
Right? So we also need to discuss in terms of how much space is required per kilowatt. So even if I have a flat and I'm willing and able to spend 3.5 lakhs for a 5 kilowatt system, do I have the space required for that? And that's going to be one thing which we should not lose sight of.
So how about if you're really interested in adopting solar, isn't it possible that you put up a pillar and put up a solar right on top? I mean, I'm just asking, is that possible?
It's possible.
Yeah?
It's possible to do it. But as Anil was saying, actually we have to bring in the architects. You can even make it as if you see that specific building, you'll find that even on the walls they have put up the
I saw in the roof, the thatched roof,
on the parapet wall.
That's what I said, it's like a black roof. It's like, solar panels laid one next to the other. And how much power does that generate, just that roof?
That's a 2 kilowatt system.
A 2 kilowatt?
Yes.
Yeah. So see, I mean, just one roof can really bring you that kind of electricity. But are architects indeed familiar with working around solar?
Not so much as on date, but we are trying to create as much awareness as is possible. So it's always easier to do it with a new building, working with the architect. But even if that is not the case, as Anil said, that yes, it's a bit difficult for the multi-story apartment because you don't know who owns the roof. But with the new policy which has come up, even the society can pull together and they can generate